All right. In all seriousness, I saw this headline and I immediately thought of you. And I told the production staff we gotta get Inez on. There's this headline on a Daily Wire. It says elite private schools in L.A. rolls out new anti-racism policies. Some students, parents, and alumni aren't thrilled. Inez, one, it's not exactly new. I feel like there's a lot of thinking with parents out there that know now who think the public schools are bad and all private schools are good. Well, as you well know, public schools are bad. They suck. I hate them. But that doesn't make private schools good lots of the time.
That's certainly true. I think the big difference is not so much whether this woke stuff has invaded everything, as it has. As we know that every institution, right, the Fortune 500 companies, Hollywood, obviously, sports, everything is getting invaded by this woke ideology. So it's not that private schools are exempt from that. The difference is that in a private school, of course, there are parents paying tuition. And so if enough parents decide that they don't like the direction of the school, at the very least, there is some control there, which doesn't exist with the public schools, right? And indeed, what you're seeing here is a bunch of parents getting together behind the scenes and starting to, tally up different examples of how the school is getting destroyed by this wokeist ideology. And we'll see if they can get enough folks to then try to put pressure on the administration. And ultimately, they can just stop paying the $50,000 a year to attend this school.
Have we reached a moment in America that's actually beneficial? This moment where parents are either educating their kids at home and finding out they can do it, or two, really discovering how disgusting our school system is and how we're raising a bunch of kids who hate the country and they're finally waking up to it. Can you make the argument that what we've seen recently is actually beneficial to us because people now know, wow, government schools suck?
Absolutely. I think one of the silver linings of this whole disaster in the schools and the fights over closure, reopening, one of the things that has become really clear is that the voices of parents in schools are considered little more than an annoyance a lot of the time. There is very little good faith negotiation between the priorities of parents and the priorities of administrators and teachers unions. The latter just took dominance without question, right? And the other thing is, because a lot of these classes are now taking place in people's living rooms as they did last spring, we're seeing a lot of parents for the first time actually see what their kids are learning. And you're seeing the schools try to fight back against that effect by discouraging parents from leaving and joining up with pandemic pods or homeschooling their kids. And you're also seeing them try to prevent parents from actually seeing the teaching material. They're very open about this. They're sending home, documents to families saying, oh, this is proprietary material. You can't see what your kid is learning. I mean, I don't know what is a more transparent admission of the fact that they're indoctrinating children in those schools than the fact that they don't want their parents to know what they're teaching. But this is I think actually a good point, this transparency issue. I absolutely think this is something that legislatures in the states should be looking into. We should be posting, just like most universities do, post syllabi online, they post materials online. It should be very easy for parents, before they make the decision to enroll in any school, to look up what is actually being taught in that school and what their kids should learn. So we have a petition actually over at IWF.org for parents to sign to go ahead and encourage that kind of legislation that forces schools to be transparent about what they teach. I mean, what could be more basic than that?
Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.